Thomas Massie and I are exploring all options. It can be the impeachment of people at justice, inherent contempt, or referring for prosecution those who are obstructing justice. We will work with the survivors to demand the full release of these files, to demand justice for the Epstein class and accountability.
Well, here we are at the scene of yet another crime committed by Donald Trump. He has vandalized the Kennedy Center by putting his name on it. And he just needs to understand that, first of all, he can't do this single-handedly. Only Congress can authorize a change of name to the Kennedy Center. But yet he doesn't care about the law. He doesn't care what is appropriate. He's gone and vandalized the Kennedy Center, which is, we should note, the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts. It was named after President Kennedy after he was assassinated. Donald Trump should show some respect for that. But of course, he doesn't do that. And, you know, this is what needs to be said. We, the American people, are not going to call the Kennedy Center the Trump Kennedy Center, just like we're not going to call the Department of Defense the Department of War, or the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. We, the sane, rational American people, are not going to go along with that. So Trump can act like a child. He can be a vandal, put his name up on all of these buildings, but it's not going to change what the rest of us do in response to what has been a childish and lawless administration.
Okay, so these are the ones that I had pulled earlier. So if you look at Kristi Noem, she's a really good example of what this phenomenon. And if you look at her before, this, to my eye, looks like what a regular Washington politician woman would look like. And then this is what she looks like today. So this is 2019 and 2025. And you can see exactly where the features have changed. And this being an example of that hyperfemininity. You have the big hair, you know, the false eyelashes, dark brows, big overfilled lips.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
May this holiday season...
Today, with this completely unlawful withholding of information from the Justice Department, it is a violation of the law. And I think, frankly, the remedies now have to be stronger than what I earlier proposed. I think we ought to bring Pam Bondi before the Senate Judiciary Committee, demand answers as to why the department has violated the law. It's not just that they had 30 days to go through this to do the production. They've had the whole year to do it. They promised to release the files. They haven't done it. They could have been completely ready for this moment, and they're not. Or they're just simply willfully withholding the materials. I think the Judiciary Committee should do its real oversight and bring her in and demand answers. I also think we need an Inspector General's investigation of what they've done and to ride shotgun on this to make sure that they're producing everything they're required to. We should consider other remedies, including litigation if necessary, but there needs to be accountability here.
But everything is perfect. Her undergarments, sometimes referred to as panties, are folded, perfect, wrapped. They're like so perfect. I said, that's beautiful. You know, it's the part of the world she came from. Everything was perfect, no problem. Fold, fold, fold. I think that she steams them, make sure. Just that it. We came home. I wasn't there when the raid took place. A raid of a popular president, a former president. She opened the drawers and it was not that way. They were a mess. It was all over the place.
The president gave like his year-end speech, primetime speech, basically saying everything is going great in the country, and if anything's going wrong, it's Joe Biden's fault. Did you watch the speech?
No. I've had enough of him. I didn't even think about his speech, but I did see some of it in the news afterward, and I think it was a demonstration of his mental incapacity.
What do you mean by that?
Well, that was a ridiculous speech. Of course, we're all offended because of what he said about Rob Reiner and Michelle just a few days before, after the tragedy. Something's wrong there, and something's wrong with the people around him that they don't stop him from his ridiculousness.
Rob and Michelle, I know we were very close with them. As a matter of fact, I spoke to Rob Reiner just last year, and he talked about you and his affection for you and his respect for you. How did you react when you saw what Trump said about that?
Well, of course, it's an emotional reaction, just the news of it all. My friend Cindy Horn, she called, she said, she was hysterical. Are you sitting down? Are you sitting down? I said, I'm sitting down. And I didn't know what to expect, you know. And then she went and said what happened, and we're all devastated. We all loved him so much, and Michelle. They were really a team, a partnership. So when the president made that statement, it didn't sound sane. It was so, I think it went below the rate of humanity. It was just monstrous. That's what I thought.
Just in case you're unclear on where I stand on this topic, I'm going to leave you with my most important thought today. If you can't treat someone with dignity and respect, then you need to get out. If you can't treat someone from another gender, whether that's a man or a woman, with dignity and respect, then you need to get out. If you demean someone in any way...
Merry Christmas, Dad. It's not a picture, just a video.
That was Joe Biden spending time with his daughter, Ashley Biden, while Donald Trump sleeps in between covering up the Epstein files.
It was Josh Gad saying, I still can't believe this about Rob Reiner. And I thought, what?
Yeah.
And then, of course, I soon learned, and then it started to get reported. I was up till 3 a.m. because I was so upset about everything that was going on in the world.
Yep.
And I saw that People magazine, of all places, was reporting that his son alleged. Oh gosh.
I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to continue to push back on him and his administration when they're doing things that are unconstitutional, unlawful, stupid. They do a lot of stupid. You're seeing it in Venezuela right now, and the consequences of that, and the consequences of hiring unqualified people for really important jobs.
The Epstein cover-up is real, and the Trump DOJ just got caught red-handed. As you can see here, last night they released file number 468. But this morning, that file is no longer available. So what was in that file? Zoom in. Donald Trump. They missed one, so they went back and covered it up.
It's time for the trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Am I coming through? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yep, there I am. By golly. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, it's 11:25 a.m. in the Pacific time zone. Currently 60 degrees here in the outskirts of Las Vegas. Out here on Boulder Highway. Expected high is 65. Overnight low of 42 degrees. And yes, I'm eating one of these little chocolate Boston cream pies on camera. Thanks everyone for being here. A little groggy. Didn't get to bed till almost 4 a.m. But I'm good. Woke up in time to put a little intro together and watch the last hour of the House Sparks mega worldwide show. So thanks everyone for being here. I do see Paul Burrows was first. Poor old Paul. He's out there in Idaho facing all that flooding that's going on in the Pacific Northwest. So, yeah, do your best to stay dry out there, Paul. Sandy Foltz is here. Good to see Sandy. Jolie's here. Hello, Jolie. Jolie has awarded Paul Burrows the First in Chat award today. So at least he's got that going for himself. Danny Pomeroy's here. Good old Danny. Good to see Danny in the driver's lounge. Mr. Spock, live long, prosper. Aaron West is here. We have Aaron West and we have Jolie. You know what that means. We're at full mod capacity. Full mod capacity. Full mod. Forget. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anna Moore's here. Hey, Anna. Good to see Anna in the driver's lounge. Patrazi 1920 is in the driver's lounge. Or at least was. I don't know. These might be from a while ago. Kevin Hawthorne's here. Hey, Kevin Hawthorne. Don't believe I've ever seen you before. So thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you coming on in. Kevin Hawthorne says, good afternoon from Lakeland, Florida. The land of lakes. Thanks, Kevin. Paul Burrows is, I said hi to Paul already. He's saying hi. Big Hook. Big Hook. The Big Canuck is here. Says, not until you regain the gavel and the committee chairs. That's in reference to the intro, I suppose, about either Ro Khanna or Adam Schiff, I guess. Probably Ro Khanna, right? About impeaching. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can get enough Republicans. You know, there's some Republicans that are starting to jump ship from that the MAGA boat. Who knows? Danny Pomeroy says Justice Department head works for the big guy, not protecting America's interest. And new Justice Department, when that day comes, will be busy from bottom to top, big balls. Hopefully, when we get back in power and we have the White House and Senate and House and all that, and whoever the new Democratic president will be in 2029, my God, 2029, will not hire some milquetoast piece of shit little bitch like Merrick Garland. I was just thinking about this last night about how, you know, we see these videos of like, what's the guy's name? Betancourt, whatever his name is. One of Trump's, Trump's cabinet member, right? He's a billionaire, I think, too, to boot. How they were shaming him at the restaurant. And it's so much so that he spit in his food and he left. He just had enough. He spit. Said, patooey. I'm out of here. I think they need to do the same thing to Merrick Garland. For however many years he has on this fucking planet, I think they should shame him just like they shame any fucking maggot, as far as I'm concerned. Boo him out of the restaurants. Merrick Garland, you're a fucking pussy. You're a worthless piece of shit, Merrick Garland. And look, I don't usually, and I'm not even sure if he's a Democrat, right? I think he's a Republican, for fucking Christ's sakes. So maybe all the more. I was just gonna say, I don't normally like to bash fellow Democrats. I don't even think Merrick Garland's a Democrat. So fuck him. Fuck that asshole. If any of you people see him in a restaurant in D.C. or wherever or anywhere, start booing him and shaming him and calling him out for being such a pussy ass little bitch. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Paul Bros is here, or he's been here, but he says, I'd like to put on nice warm underwear fresh out of the dryer and then look around the laundromat to see who they belong to. Paul Burrows, that's hilarious. Roxanne79 here says, Horlania's drawers. Yeah, she folded them. I call them panties. Yeah. God, he's such a fucking weirdo, this fucking Trump. Big Hook, the Big Canuck says, so everyone loses their health care as the Republicans run home before voting on the ACA expansion for subsidies. Make sure you locate your Republican representatives and tell them to quit. Yes, locate them and, again, shame the fuck out of them. Shame on you, Republican representative, fill in the blank, for basically killing us. Thank you for killing 25 million Americans. A lot of people are going to die. 50 or 60,000 people, I think Bernie Sanders said, are going to die because these subsidies are going away. Put that in their fucking face. Chris Doug says, hold on while I order tacos. Come on, Chris, that's not fair, man. Come on, man. It's not fair. Now we all want tacos, and to boot, they are local and authentic. Chris Doug, you're a mean one, Mr. Chris Doug. Now we all want some local authentic tacos. Oh yes, we do. Aaron West, I like their coat. It's beautiful. Thank you. Oh, I don't have a coat. Oh, the Ukrainian women. Yes, they had very beautiful coats. That was a little thing that our friend Jake Bro posted. Somewhere I saw it. Jake Bro, if you guys listen to him, he's welcome back, Defenders. Is that what he says? Welcome back, Defenders. I love that guy. He lives right here in Las Vegas. Maybe someday we'll run into each other, have a cup of coffee. Jake Bro, yeah. So he posted that, and it was just, I guess, the show. Look, they had a beautiful country. Beautiful country. They were not there celebrating Christmas, and I need to get the after. That was before. Now we need the current or whatever. Another horrible thing that someone is doing unnecessarily. Vladimir Putin. Absolutely no reason for him to be killing tens of thousands of Ukrainians, stealing thousands and thousands of children. Absolutely no other reason than the fact that he's a fucking sociopath. There's absolutely no reason. There's no excuse for it. Big Hook says Ukrainians are beautiful people. Trump is deporting all the Ukrainian refugees who fled. Of course he is. Trump needs to go, man. Hello, William. William's here. Good to see you. Thanks for popping into the old driver's lounge. Ruben Michaels is here. Haven't seen Ruben in a while. Thanks for coming in. Ruben just says drunken Seth. Why not? Danny Pomeroy says we funded Ukraine for years and they played real money poker on your time. Government waste is where every government has money. Perfect example is the Trump administration and zero oversight rules. Not sure where you're going with that. Big Hook says that someone said that Trump will require a burial at sea because any grave will be a place where everyone will defecate and relieve themselves of pee. I like the way you worded that. Yes. Just send to him his casket and a rocket to the sun. Just let it burn up. Petrazi, 1920, all I want for Christmas is a pine box for Dinky. Oh my. Oh my. I think we've all just had it, haven't we? And I think it's spilling out of the Democrats and liberals. It's spilling out into the Republican sphere. I think they've about had it with them too. Some of them, little by little. Anna Moore says, sorry I missed riding in the cab with you, TJ, last night. I hope it was fun. Oh, just a barrel of laughs. It was so fun. And it would have been even more fun if you had been there, Anna Moore. You know that? Anyhow, it's just me doing my job. I mean, it's me riding around Vegas doing my job. You know? I'm going to go out again today. So you'll have another chance because I'll probably turn the camera on. And you'll have another chance, Anna Moore, to ride along, do a little ride along. Daddy Pomeroy says, laughing out loud, how about some good homemade brownie? I'm not making brownie. What are you guys? You guys are always wanting me to cook. Homemade brownies, John, the ones that make you sleepy. Oh, those kind. Well, I don't do that either. So, not that I'm opposed to it. I just don't do it. If someone wants to send me a little something that I could put in my brownies, I might all of a sudden become a cook. You know? Chris Doug says heavy rains yesterday washed away all the snow, ice, and salt. Yay. Nola Carnes is here. Hello, Nola. Thanks for coming on in. Thanks for coming on in to that driver's lounge. We got Saris, D2A is here. Hey, Saris. D2A. I don't know what that means, D2A. Anna Moore says, how are things for, to DPD. This is a private conversation. I'm skipping on down. Sandy Foltz says, hi, TJ. Hello, Sandy Foltz. Welcome to the driver's lounge. And Sandy Foltz with $2 super chat. Yippee, Sandy Foltz. Thank you so much. There's a thumbs up for you and a heart. Thank you so much. Williams here. DPD says, Anamore, I'm good. And yes, I did pop in for TJ's Cab Adventures. Yeah, DPD was there. DPD was giving me all kinds of advice. And along with Sandy Foltz about getting a little cooler chest and bringing lots of water to lug around on my 2-hour bus trip. No, I know you guys mean well. Look, I usually put one of these in my bag, and I just forgot last night. And that's really all I need. Danny Pomeroy, Jack Smith for Attorney General. He would be infinitely better than Merrick Garland ever was. And infinitely better than the fucking joke they have now in there. Pam Bondi, right? Big Hook, the Big Canuck says, who's betting the Republicans didn't go home, but to overseas locations to avoid scrutiny from their constituents? Yeah, Ted Cruz probably went to Cancun. There might be a contingent that went to Russia. Remember when what was it, Lindsey Graham and Ron, what's that guy's name from Wisconsin? And a bunch of those dudes, on the 4th of July, they weren't here in America celebrating, the birth of our country. They were in fucking Russia. Let's not forget that. Russia. Every fucking thingamajigger is a confession. It's all projection. Every time Trump says, Russia, it's because it's true. It is Russia. Almost everything links back to Russia. All this shit. So, fuck you, Russia. Fuck you, Vladimir Putin. And fuck you, Donald Trump, for being a little Russian stooge. You little Russian pussy. Fuck them all. Anna Moore says, all that redacted stuff in the intro, laughing out loud, Trump and friends are apparently in most of the Epstein pages. Like how Spark says, when you see one that's just completely blacked out, you might as well just assume that that's Donald Trump with some kid. Oh, Kiki Streets has made an appearance. Hey, Kiki Streets, good to see you. Kiki Streets says, I was saying that 3 years ago when it mattered. I don't know what you were saying, but I'm sure I was too. Kiki Streets. I'm sure I was too. Because you're probably referencing something I said. Chris Doug says Chief Justice Roberts caused the entire fucking mess. John Roberts, should be going down in history as the worst, having the worst and the most corrupt Supreme Court ever in history of America. Saris Garland is Federalist Society. The Federalist Society. I'm not sure if that's true, actually. He's a lot of things. I'm not sure if he is Federalist Society. He might have been on the Federalist Society's list or something. And there is a difference. Sarah says definitely not a Dem. Yeah, he's not a. I think he was a Republican, actually. Now that I think about it. Now that I think of it. Kiki Street says Merrick Garland was referred to SCOTUS by Orrin Hatch, a Utah Republican senator, before Hatch retired. Yeah, I remember Hatch. Ruben Michaels, the MAGA Supreme Court gave Trump total immunity. What can you do? What can you do? You can challenge it because I don't think it's. I don't think that's. I think that should be challenged. That's what I think. Lug Dragon 21. Call him Judy in public. Judy. King Shake's referring to Obama, that is. Oh. When were we talking about Obama today? I don't. Maybe in the intro. Wait, was there anything about Obama? Danny Pomeroy, John calling the kettle KKK pure white heart mags. That goes over my head. That completely went over my head. Rita Ward's here. Hey, Rita, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. I do appreciate you coming on in. Oh, bros, I thought they were called bloomers. I got my bloomers. Aaron West, we call them panties in the U.S., Paul Burrows. Yeah, bloomers are a whole different thing. Think of the 1920s. When I think of bloomers, I think of the 1920s for some reason. Aaron West, I had a tofu factor meal. There you go. Good old factor. Big Hook. Garland was the Obama compromise. Oh, offered up. I realize all this, Big Hook. I think. Okay, well, I'll read it. I'll go ahead and read it. Garland was the Obama compromise offered up to Supreme Court seat, but stopped by McConnell and then replaced by Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Coney Barrett. Special place in hell waiting for Mitch. Yeah, you're right, Big Hook. That's all correct. I give that my stamp of approval for accuracy. Danny Pomeroy says I'm putting beer brats in the air fryer, 400 degrees, 6 minutes done. They're pre-boiled first. Well, good for you. Good for you, Danny Pomeroy. Are you going to stick anything in there and it makes you sleepy? Chris Doug says burrito tacos on their way and flautas. Chris Doug, man. Now I want to go and get some tacos. DPD 5854, Garland has been very quiet. I wonder why. Garland is an independent. He also belongs to the Federal Society, okay, who fluently conservatives, commonly known as Nazi pedophile protectors. So he is a member of the Federal Society. Again, if you ever see the motherfucker out in public, just yell and scream and boo and shame the fuck out of him. He deserves it. Anna Moore says, TJ, do you still go to the taco place near your old apartment? I have not, because it's like 7-8 miles away and I don't have a car. So I have not been there actually since then. When's the last time I had like really good tacos? Or it's been a while. No, I forgot. The other night I ordered someone. I DoorDashed some tacos from this new place, and they were like pork tacos. And I usually don't get pork, but they had I think how DoorDash sometimes they have these deals, and I think they had like, I don't know, free delivery and 25% off or something like that or whatever. So I ordered some these, and I don't remember the name of the restaurant, or it's somewhere around here, close, relatively close, I think, to where I'm at. I don't know, but anyhow, and they were delicious. They were fucking delicious. I can't remember the name of the place. I'm sure I have the receipt. I got the receipt somewhere, electronically through DoorDash. They were bomb, as the kids say. They were bomb. They were fire, as even the younger kids say than the other ones that said bomb. I don't remember the name, but the thing is, I don't have to remember the name because it's on my DoorDash now. And so when I go back to DoorDash, it'll say, your previous orders or whatever. They were really good. That was a few nights ago. I forget when. Probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 nights ago. When I was sitting at home eating tacos when I should have been out driving a cab. Sandy Foltz, you having your cab live stream tonight? Probably, Sandy. Yeah, probably will. We'll probably do another one. Why not? I think it's kind of fun. People seem to enjoy it. I'm working on trying to get a better camera angle, maybe, but King Street says I'm cooking a whole chicken, 99 cents a pound, gives me several meals. That's the way to do it, Kinky Streets. That's the way to tell the man. Take it to the man. Gonna get that whole chicken for 99 cents a pound and make meals and mini meals out of it. You're gonna show them. You're not gonna spend a lot of money on food. No, that's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it. It's a good way to do it. Chris Doug says, should a convicted felon, adjudicated rapist, and alleged trafficker be discussing panties in public? Melania's bloomers are in the wind. I think that was all rhetorical. I think that was a bit rhetorical, and I have no problem with it. Paul Burrows says, Kiki Streets, you can't trust anything that eats with its pecker. Paul Burrows is just on a roll today here. DBD 5844, Putin was to classify all of the Ukrainian children as Russian citizens outrageous. That was outrageous, and it still is. It still is outrageous. Reuben Michaels, Garland appointed special counsel Jack Smith. At least he did that, but he took his fucking sweet ass time doing all that shit. Garland dragged his feet. He should have been on that on day one. He dragged his fucking feet at every chance that he had. I think he only started doing stuff when there was outrage. When the outrage got to a certain point of the people. He dragged his fucking feet. This should have been a day one, all hands on board job. Was to they should have slapped cuffs on Trump on day one. They should have just arrested his ass. Fuck him. And this is before the Supreme Court decision. I'm talking about in 2020 or 2021 when Biden took office. Fucking day one, slap cuffs on fucking Trump, throw him in a fucking prison. I don't give a fuck about anything else. I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear any bullshit. Read Word says you could be a perfect Santa. Who, me? You talking to me? Anamore says, I think that America and the whole world is sick and tired of Donald Trump. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's even true. I think more and more and more and more of America is getting sick of him. And I think most of the world is getting sick of him. I think Vladimir Putin will get might not that he's getting sick of him, but he might be seeing less and less worth in him as Trump gets older and more senile and decrepit, and his popularity keeps dropping. You know, with fellow Americans. So I think he's sick of him from that aspect. You know, like where he just has no use. At some point he'll have no use for him because he's not worth anything. He's worthless. He'll become worthless to Putin. Chris Duck says, after all, it is Christmas time, not Trump time. Christmas time. It's Christmas time. I think that's what the Ukrainian song was. They were saying, it's Christmas time in Ukraine. Anamore, I will ride along tonight. Good, Anamore. Hope to see you. Chris Doug says, I'm not a president, but I play one on TV in my demented mind. DPD5844, I'm going to post in capital letters for my next comment because I need everyone to flood social media. Oh boy, can't wait to see that. Aaron West says, I'm not a president, but I am a CEO. Saris D2A says it was a very pleasant night, a late night hangout stream, cozy vibes. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Saris. I'm glad you enjoyed the ride. Luck Dragon says I prefer weed in my lungs, not my stomach, and I prefer my brownies with nuts. I don't know, do you? Kiki Street says Ruben Michaels, MAGA SCOTUS didn't give Trump immunity from prosecution for what he did on 1/6, though. That's what Jack Smith was going for. Chris Doug says, for your information, FYI, Wednesday I won $16 in Powerball. Congratulations, Chris Doug. That's more than I won, and I didn't play it. But that's probably more than what most people win. So congratulations. And Chris Doug, everyone here gets 0.001%. Thank you very much, Chris. Squirrel Girl's here. Hey, Squirrel Girl. Good to see you. Hello, Trucklers, and TJ was listening while working on stuff. Kikushi says 1/6 was not an official POTUS action, not immune, is how I read SCOTUS ruling. Yeah, so that's why I think these things are open to being challenged because of the wording. Chris Doug, treason is punishable by death. Look, Dragon 2112, Merrick Garland was lacking everything that Dorothy, I guess, we've got a Wizard of Oz reference coming up here, was trying to find in the Wizard of Oz: a heart, a brain, and courage. I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. Okay, here's the all caps message from DPD. Are you guys ready for this? Okay, here we go. Attention, anyone who lives in New Jersey, do not vote for Braden Gill. He is running for Congress in the 11th Congressional District. He is a Democrat and a rapist. He was protected by Phil Murphy. All right. Check it out. Do your due diligence. Check out this Braden Gill. And act accordingly. Um, Now, Luck Dragon seems to think this is what Luck Dragon says. Merrick Garland would have been a great Supreme Court justice, but he was a terrible, terrible Attorney General. I agree with the second part. He was a terrible, terrible Attorney General. But having seen what a terrible Attorney General he was, I'm not sure he would have been a great Supreme Court justice. He might have been siding with fucking Roberts or something at this point. I can't say that he would have made a great Supreme Court justice. I can't say that based on what we saw, what he turned out to be for an AG. And I know the two things are different, and it's different, maybe a whole different mindset and mentality. Those two different positions. Some people say, he wasn't cut out to be an AG because he's just kind of this mild. His personality is just kind of mild mannered and all this shit. I don't know. But just based on how he was so slow to act, he didn't seem to know certain things that he should have known. I'm not sure if he would have made a great Supreme Court justice. I don't think we can really say that now that we've seen what a little milquetoast. He might have just been completely pliable and malleable by John Roberts and the other right wingers on the court. Chris Doug, Spilonia doesn't wear panties. Yeah, and I've been saying for years that Melania was just a Russian honeypot. What do they call those? Is that what they call it? And I think it's we see the Russia connection, the Putin connection, through Epstein and everything with Melania. She's probably totally a fucking Russian honeypot. So they folds that cooler will keep your stuff cold when my stuff is fine. It's fine. But thank you, Sandy. Thanks for the suggestion. King Street says, Ruben Michaels, all you do is insult. Okay, blah, blah. I'm not getting into that little argument that's going on there. Anamore says, thanks for the heads up, DPD. I am in New Jersey and literally have to search these candidates before voting, so sorry to hear about Governor Murphy defending this rapist. Sandy Foltz, do you have a Moe's out in Vegas? I don't believe so. Moe's? Is that a restaurant or a store of some sort? I've never heard of Moe's. There might be a Curly. No. Chris Duck says the Federal Society is a cabal of crooked judges that protect the wealthy, government agencies, and corporations from liability, even when said organizations violate the law and harm citizens. So is it confirmed that Merrick Garland was a member of said society? Have we confirmed that? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to defend Merrick Garland, but I'm just curious if there is confirmation on that. Oh, so here's what's going on with Aaron and the thing. With the thing. Aaron West says, so I got the voluntary separation incentive package yesterday. The good old VSIP, the VSIP. The whole package is about 40% of my annual salary, and my last day would be February 28th. I have until January 12th to decide. And I guess what the risk is, if you don't take it, then they could just fire you or lay you off with nothing. So I guess if you have a pretty strong suspicion that you're going to be losing your job anyway, then I guess I would take the VSIP. Right? And I guess that's what you've got until January 12th to read the tea leaves, or, you know. So I hope you make a good decision, and I hope it, you know, you make the right choice, and that you have the information you need to make the choice. It's a tough one, tough spot. But you could always come to Vegas and become a cab driver. Luck Dragon says it was Stash. Wait a minute. What am I reading here? It was the Goop. There is some more secret words for the young people that mean the exact same thing as fire or bomb. Oh. Thanks for the update, Luck Dragon. I know I'm only like 20 or something years behind in those. My coffee's good. Hell, I hope it's good as yours is better than what? I don't know. Whatever Texas Paul says. Anamore says, at least they gave you some time to find another work experience. It's sad, though. Luck Dragon says, hey, Aaron West, I think next year is leap year, so you might get one extra day. Good luck. Aaron says 2026 is not a leap year, laughing out loud. Luck Dragon, you are spreading falsities. False falsities. A false falsity would be a truth. Anyhow. Luck Dragon, I was just trying to cheer you up. Big Hook, be careful out there. Measles outbreak everywhere as Republicans know nothings, refuse to vaccinate their kids and bring back a deadly disease eradicated before these fucking anti-vaxxers came along. I know, and DPD keeps telling me to wear a mask, and I keep not doing it. Jolie says, do you risk getting laid off without severance pay if you don't take it, Aaron West? That's a good question. I was kind of just assuming that she would be laid off without severance pay. Since they're giving you this choice to make this decision by a certain deadline, seems like, but we'll see. We should see if we get the answer. Big Hook says, get your flu shot and COVID shots along with an MMR booster. Too many idiots among us. I know I need to get my updates. Aaron West says, no automatic layoffs, but I'll be caught up in restructuring of the agency, so who knows where I'll end up. He might end up in the North Pole or something. I don't know. DPD 5844 says Garland also refused to allow Smith to release the second round of documents concerning the orange pedophile. Garland left it up to Dum Dum Bondi. Can anyone spell incinerator? Because they are toast. Yeah, Garland's a piece of shit. Garland's a piece of shit. Jolie says, such a tough choice. Aaron sucks either way. Best of luck, love. For me, if you want to know my opinion, what I would do, I would take the severance package. It's nice to have if it's a lump sum, it's nice to have the lump sum of money like that and stick that away in some savings account, or, stick most of it away, save that for a rainy day, and look for another job. That's what I would do. But that's me not knowing all the exact particulars, and you have all of your reasons for what you do. You know you better than I know you. So, but if it was me, I would take the severance package and be looking for another job. Big Hook 11:59. So I'm only 11 minutes behind. I'm only 11 minutes behind you, Big Hook. Only 11 minutes behind you, Big. Where's Nick Rich? I can sing that little thing much better when it's Nick Rich. We need Nick Rich. He's probably on a call with his family or something. Or on a scooter. I don't know. Michael McAndrews, 3 p.m. here in Michigan. I'm only 10 minutes behind you, Michael McAndrews. Hey, did I say hi to Michael? Did Michael come in earlier? I forget. So just in case, hello, Michael McAndrews. I'm not sure if I said hello, or if that was your first post. I just don't remember. Paul Burrows has got to go. It's supposed to be a 7-day atmospheric river coming tonight. Peace out. Aaron says, "What's a 7-day atmospheric river?" Paul Burrows says, "Aaron, it's a lot of freaking rain." Yep. It's like a river in the sky, and it's falling on the ground. It's falling down. It's like this big atmospheric river in the sky, and there's poor people up there are just getting flooded like crazy. Aaron says, "Welcome to Moe's." So apparently, Moe's is an East Coast thing, because I've never heard of it. Or Moe's. Cindy Foltz, I sent you a link on the cooler to your email so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, Sandy. I'll check it out. Thank you so much, though, for your concern. And maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll get one. Maybe I'll go, that's just what I need. That's just the thing I need. Buck Dragon says, "You're probably right. Merrick Garland would have been fair, but almost to a fault of the lack of courage." I guess it's a moot point. Maybe because we'll never know what kind of a Supreme Court justice Merrick Garland would have been, because he's never going to be one. Sandy Fo says Moe's is a taco place. Oh, yeah, we don't have those out here. As far as I know, anyhow. DPD 5844 says the illegitimate SCOTUS is set to hear arguments concerning birthright citizenship. I wonder how ACB will vote. Yeah, that's Coney Barrett, whatever. I guess will vote considering she has adopted children from other countries. TikTok on the clock, ACB. I think the Constitution is pretty clear on the matter, so in order for the Supreme Court to change that, they or whatever, they would have to do some pretty acrobatic shit to change birthright citizenship. I think it's pretty fucking clear. It lays it right out in the Constitution. Big Hook says, can anyone believe that Bezos gave her $40 million to make her docu, but more like mockumentary? Don't use Amazon unless it's absolutely necessary. Was that, who are you talking about? Was that Noam? Who? I remember hearing about it. Who made the documentary? Oh no, it was Melania. Oh yeah, Melania. That's right. It probably cost like $0 to make. It was probably all just something that someone put together on a using AI and shit. Blood Dragon Morton's, the best steakhouse west of the Mississippi. That's not what it was. Blood Dragon, keep up, keep up. DBD 5844 says, I think you should take it, Aaron. You still have enough time to make your decision. Sunny Folt says, all of the cab drivers and bus drivers wear a mask. Not out here, they don't. Almost no one wears a mask. I've seen a couple drivers wear masks. And literally, when I say couple, I mean couple. I think I've seen two. And I can't think of any bus drivers that when I've been using the bus wearing a mask. So maybe out in Buffalo they are. Maybe they're smarter than they are out here in Vegas. Bob Newell's here, Mr. Bob Newell. Yo, Trucker John, sup? Mr. Bob Newell, did you say hi to me? Hello, Mr. Bob Newell. Luck Dragon says, maybe this is the challenge we need to reaffirm to break the best document ever written in the past 250 years was a declaration, and perhaps nothing comes close to it for over 2,000 years? I don't know. I have no idea what you're saying. Mr. Bob Newell, can you put snow chains on your vehicle? Why would I? There's no snow here. I can. I could if I had to, I guess. Nola Carnes, an atmospheric river sounds bad. It is very bad if you don't want to get flooded out. 00 Govan 00 says Rams hype. Okay. We haven't talked about Rams at all. I have my Rams hat on. I have my old Super Bowl hat that my son got me when he worked that Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia. And he brought home this little cap for me. That's the one where the Patriots cheated again against the Rams. They've cheated the Rams out of 2 Super Bowls, by the way. DBD 5844 says, CTJ, I told you about the mask. My husband and I will be traveling to Las Vegas in April. Don't make me hunt you down with a box full of KN95 masks. Bob Newell, do you believe the 28th Amendment? I do believe it. Bob Newell, Melania looks good for her age. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck how good she might look. She's a fucking whore and she's a fucking spy cunt. Jolie says for Russia, and Russia is a cunt state led by a little cunt, a little cunty man named Vladimir Putin. Little cunt bitch is what he is. Jolie says, Aaron West, I'm in and out because I'm shopping for clothes for a new job. I despise fitting rooms. Look, Dragon says, when Neo finds out that he is living in a real world with a bunch of people who are the energy for the Matrix, he didn't realize that they actually did that voluntarily. That's the future. Wow, that's a heavy thing to think about when you put it that way. That's pretty heavy, Luck Dragon. That's pretty heavy. DPD 5844 says, now, TJ, you know that the illegitimate SCOTUS does not respect the Constitution. They have ripped it up and fed it to their Loma. I don't know what a Loma is, but they should not have done that. Let's see. Squirrel Girl says, I think that means got to go. Have a good day, everyone. I'll try to catch the taxi ride tonight. Thank you, Squirrel Girl. I appreciate you coming in and everything. Chris Doug says the skin and eyes are susceptible to bacterial and virological signatures as well. Yeah, the mask only does so much, but better than nothing, I guess. Look, Dragon Project amend the 25th. Robert Perez is here from down San Diego way. Good to see you, Robert. Says howdy, Trucker John, and all in Truckler's Lounge. No Good First, a mix of 1984 and Brave New World. So I'm here. I'm at the end of the thing, and I probably should do a short show today so I can get out and get to the taxi driving. I need to have a big day today. I need to try to. I'm not going to make up for the week that I didn't, because I only worked last night and I only worked 5 or 6 hours, and I only got 5 trips in. Like I've said before, I needed to get 45 a week, and I've got 5 this week. I'm 40 short, and I'm not going to do 40 rides today. I'll be lucky if I get 15 in today. So I probably should do a short show today and get out, going to work, or get ready for work or whatever. Doug Dragon says if Trucker John does live version of Cash Cab, I'm not doing Cash Cab, guys. Every night, I swear to God, he would get more views. And I can't do Cash Cab. Okay, I can't do it. It's impossible. Nuka Versa says, have a good day. DBD, the first hoe has had so much plastic surgery. It's pitiful. Yeah, and plus, they're just awful people. Awful people. Melania is an awful person. There's no amount of plastic surgery that can take away the ugliness that's on the inside. Look, Dragon says it's raining right here in the Bay Area right now. Right here, right now. Right here. Right now. It's a raining. It's raining. I hate when YouTube, how after a video plays and then it just automatically goes to another one. And I hate when it goes automatically to one that I've already seen. It should know what I've seen already. So I just went to this Vaush. I don't know if you ever see Vaush. He's talking about the Republican Civil War, and House Sparks has been talking about this also. And I'm all for it. Let Ben Shapiro and Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens, let them all fight like a big bag of rats. That's the popcorn popping time. Let them all fight and let them all destroy each other. That's where we sit back and just let them do it. Let them tear each other apart, limb from limb. Anna Moore says, I know it's rough, Aaron West. I have been there. My cable company was taken over by a larger company by the name of DirecTV. I've heard of DirecTV. And at that time, my daughter had just been born. I've had DirecTV for a long time. I mean, not now, but I did. Luck Dragon says, hopefully one day soon you'll be able to afford your own cab. I don't want my own cab. But thank you for the, I guess, positive sentiment. But I don't want my own cab. I just want to go to work. I want my own car, my own private vehicle, but I don't want my own cab. Anamore says, sunny New Jersey, but we had heavy winds last night. If it ain't one thing, it's another, isn't it? Isn't that the truth? If it ain't one thing, it's another. So yeah, I think we'll probably end this early. I'll go to work hopefully with a little bit here, and then I probably won't do a live stream until after it gets dark. I just think I don't know. We'll see. What do you guys even care? I don't know. Should I do it during the daytime hours, nighttime hours? Probably doesn't matter really, actually. But sometime today. So just be on the lookout if you want to check it out and hang out, go on a little ride along with me. I'll be on sometime later on today or this evening. DBD says, did anyone see Ken Martin decide not reveal the findings as to why we lost the 2024 election? I did not see that. I don't know who Ken Martin is. Decide not to reveal the findings. Was that what it was called? Anyhow, that's a long title. And why we lost 2024 election. I didn't see that, but that probably played a big part in it. You know, how many people act like they don't know anything about Trump's alleged, sexual assaults and raping. I guess I'm supposed to say graping. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to say raping. Fuck him. But had that gotten out more and more into the mainstream news, and maybe that would have made a big difference. I think it would have. I think that's true. I think that is probably a big reason why we lost in 2024. Sandy's Foltz, you should work Sunday night. I might, since the Rams already played on Thursday. Sandy, I've been thinking about going out Sunday also. Because usually Sunday I'm just sitting here watching football all day. So I might make myself go to work Sunday. Rita Ward says, please stay safe. Lug Dragon says, if you own your own... I'm 65 years old. I'm not starting a new cab business. Anyhow, Lug Dragon says, if you own your own car or cab, you live stream the whole time, I think you can get bigger than Cash Cab. I'm not smart enough for that. This was important to me, so you're going to have to hire someone else. All right, Lug Dragon. Anna Moore says, the funny people come out at night, TJ. Yeah, I suppose. DPD says, Martin is the chair of the DNC. Oh, okay. Lug Dragon says, just take a Trivial Pursuit game with you on a Cash Cab and ask your customers if they want to play. The thing is, I can't drive and read questions off cards and stuff. That's not safe. I have to be safe. Cash Cab was produced and edited. They had producers. They had assistants. It was all a setup. I mean, it was all set up. Not a setup, but it was all set up. And, I can't just be driving and reading cards and shit. Come on. Get real. Look, Dragon, don't offer the money, just free airtime and a free ride. I can't give free rides. This is a company. Unless, what, you want me to pay for the rides? I know you're just being kind of funny, and it's just, I probably shouldn't be so critical and take it so seriously. It's just like a thought, or it's just a funny thought, whatever. But still, I mean, come on. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Get real. Let's get real. Let's get real, man. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here today, hanging out with me. I do appreciate you. I hope everyone has happy and happy holidays. We are just 5 days away from Christmas. I don't think I'm going to be celebrating Christmas this year. I'm going to just stay home and I'm not doing anything. I haven't bought one Christmas gift because I haven't had the money. So no Christmas gifts for my kids, but fortunately my kids are old. They're not old, but they're in their mid to late 20s now, so it's not like when they were little kids, we always make sure they had pretty good Christmases. But anyhow, thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate you. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. And please tell everyone you know to come on and subscribe. We're at 4,230 something subscribers, almost 4,340. We're trying to get to 4,500. Let's get to 4,500 subscribers. That'd be great if we could do that. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, DPD says that's what you can do, Aaron. Open up a high yield savings account. I think that's a good idea. Take that lump sum, put it in a high yield savings account or something like that, and just sit on that. Don't touch it, and then go find another job. I know jobs aren't easy to find, but Michael says thanks. Thank you, Michael. Thanks always for being here. Someone said something about it being tough cookie time, and I really have no idea what you're talking about. None whatsoever. It's tough cookie time. Hey, I'm a wild and crazy tough cookie. Hey, yeah, that's right. Did someone call? Did you call? Here I am. Tough cookie. That's right. You mother fathers, shut the front door. See what I did there? You see what I did there? You thought I was going to say cuss words, but then I didn't. Huh? Did you see what I did there? You mother fathers. Shut the front door. That's pretty funny. Anyhow, all right. Yeah, I just want to come in and say hi to everybody real quick. Petrazi, member for 1 month. Happy Truckerversary, Mr. Petrazi. Thank you so much. Trucker John appreciates it. Memberships are a big deal for Trucker John. It really helps the channel, helps keep them going. I think we've got about 80 members or something like that now. So thank you very much, Petrazi. Thank you to all the members. And as Trucker John likes to say, only $1.99 a month. He's a cheap date. Trucker John's a cheap date. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for all y'all's. Just remember, have a happy holiday and don't eat the cookies. Because they might eat you back. I don't know. Not sure what that meant. All righty. Paul, did you have something to say? Oh, yeah. I just wanted to wish everyone also happy holidays. And thanks for being here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for subscribing and liking and sharing the show. Hyping. Have you guys, the hype button? There's a hype button somewhere sometimes. If you see the hype button, just hit it. If it's on one of Trucker John's videos, hype the hell out of it. And again, have a happy holiday. I'm just looking down at the chat down here. Everyone is saying goodbye and everything. So, yeah. So we'll see you guys. Maybe Tough Cookie and I, we might sneak our way into the cab, and we might also do a ride along. You never know. One can only hope. One can only wish and hope. So we'll see you on the ride along later on, probably. If not, we'll be watching from afar, I guess. I don't know. All right, guys. Whoops, I hit the table. I just clanked the table. Sorry about that. That made a loud noise. I don't know. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. But all right, back to Trucker John. I think he's got some words of wisdom or something. The thing he does, Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's right. We got words of wisdom. But first of all, just thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are awesome. And yeah, we got words of wisdom. So you might want to get a pen and pad, write these down. Some people do that. They say these are really, really good. So, alrighty then. Are you guys ready for the words of wisdom? Okay, here they go. So for today's words of wisdom, and by the way, I'll see you guys tonight in the cab. Today's words of wisdom are as follows. Okay, ready? So, guys, just.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. Don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shows, I've driven through the desert, seen the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. My apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills, it's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over, I'm out of here, folks. Bye.